Good morning, students. I welcome you all in this video. History for Standard 9, Chapter 5, Education, Part 3. See, in the earlier video, we have discussed that primary education, secondary education, and institution which had played in the transmission of education. And in this video, we are going to learn about institutions, like the major institutions and the departments. At the beginning, see, research institutes, science. In the post-independence period in 1950, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR) was established with the objective to promote scientific research in the country and to take the benefits of the research to all the people. Scientific research, it was not for one person or not one group, it was for all, and the research began in the fields like physics, chemistry, pharmaceuticals, food processing, and mining. And in order that industry benefits from this research, contracts were signed with the industrial institutes. Yes, the science had used in the production, especially in the different type of departments. With this, that help to reduce which one, this science institutes and research help to reduce our imports and save foreign currency. Yes, production had increased, production cost decreased, and because of that one means the production had sent or the export, and through the exporting foreign currency, even like the import also reduced that. And this institute also motivated fundamental research. The laboratories of the council also played an important part in the bringing back to the country students who had gone abroad for the higher education. Means those who had gone for the higher education, or those who were servicing to the other nation, as a doctor as well as engineer or any other way. Through that also country earn profit, or the country's economical condition just improve. See, the research institutes through the science, these changes had occurred. With this one, see, research institute means a science. Again, some more points are given here. The achievements of the CSIR include making the ink used for marking voters, like the marking voters' finger during elections. Somewhere you have seen such photographs and all. Even parents also shown that one the finger. Medicines for the malaria and elephantiasis and tuberculosis, water purification technology, reduction in the time required for the bamboo production. These were the research, and through this research many positive changes had been seen in the society. It also used the DNA fingerprinting for the first time in India, that is Aadhaar card making and all. Conducted a genetic study of the Adivasis of the Andamans and proved that those tribes are 60,000 years old and developed the earthquake early warning systems. See, from them this research had done with the Adivasi or the Adivasis cultural and like the other sectors. It has also played an important role in the use of neem as a pesticide. Neem as a pesticide. Use of turmeric for healing wounds, and in the case of the patent for the variety of the rice, related rice, neem or the turmeric, the patents had got India, and the CSIR has prepared a digital encyclopedia of Indian traditional knowledge and made it available in 8 international languages. It was a tremendous task. It was an extraordinary task which had helped to the world level, and the knowledge of India had spread international level. So the science department or the institutes related to the science had shouldered these opportunities and this responsibility very well. After that, mathematics, the institutions related mathematics, the National Institute for the Research in the Mathematical and Physical Sciences in Tamil Nadu was established in 1962. Yes, in 1962. It encouraged the higher level of research in mathematics. New techniques, new skills, new ideas also were considered, and maths become easy for the children, or the maths became part of our life. How that is useful, that is also like it is shown by this mathematical science research. Afterwards, the computers. In the 1969 we made the first indigenous computer named the ISIJU computer, as this was achieved by the Indian Statistical Institute, that is Dadapur University, working together. It was the first success. In the 1974, Tata Consultancy Services, that is the TCS, obtained an American contract in the area of software production, and that was the beginning of the software industry in India. Firstly, Tata Consultancy Services, and the computers also help to set up the speed of scientific research. And where we do not require the computers, everywhere the use of the computers increase in the wider scope and the maximum sectors. After that, 1987, America refused to allow India to get a supercomputer. Yes, refused that one, giving the technology or the science whatever it was necessary. The Rajiv Gandhi government decided to develop a supercomputer indigenously in 1988. See that one, students, it was a revolutionary work had done by the Indian scientists and Indian government. The central government established the Center for Development for Advanced Computing, that is called CDAC in Pune, and in 1991 the center under the leadership of Dr. Vijay Bhatkar developed the Param 8000 supercomputer. Yes, in earlier many lectures I have spoken about this Param 8000 supercomputer. Yes, when other nations had challenged, then this challenge had accepted and made that challenge as a one opportunity, and the supercomputer made by Indian scientists. Afterwards, one more institute, that is Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC. This institute has conducted valuable research in the fields of nuclear physics, solid state physics, then spectroscopy, chemical and life sciences. Once again, see, fields of the nuclear physics, solid state physics, spectroscopy, chemical and life sciences. It also started a school to train scientists for setting up nuclear reactors. How that nuclear reactors are necessary, like the study of the nuclear reactors, explosion, then what type of pollution can occur, so many ways, and the positive as well as some negative drawbacks also got through the research that also taken place in the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. After that, Engineering Indian Institute of Technology, yes, we call that IIT. Somewhere you heard this, like a word, IIT. India's first IIT was set up at Kharagpur in West Bengal in 1951. And what was the objective? See, objective of this institute was that higher and advanced education in all branches of engineering should be available in India and meet the country's needs. According to the needs of the country, then skill should be available. Considering that one, this IIT was set up, and the engineering colleges at the Powai, Chennai, Kanpur and New Delhi were converted into IITs, and the Soviet Union, America, Germany and the UNESCO all extended help to set up this institute. See students, it was a fundamental development. It required crores and more than rupees, so that money as well as the science or the technology had given by other nations to India. So the India did the better research and better work through IITs. Engineering Indian Institute of Technology, IIT. IITs in India were given the status of deemed universities, and BTech or the MTech courses were started there. BTech and MTech related technology. Admission through entrance exams, nominal fees and the reservation for the students are the special features of the IIT institutions. Yes, in the decade from the 1970 to 1980, a large number of the IIT students began to leave for the foreign countries, causing the brain drain crisis. It was a loss for the nation. They were studying in India and giving services to the other nation. However, this situation changed after 1990. IITs were also established at the Guwahati, that is today's state Assam, in the 1994 in the Roorkee in 2001. Such IITs institutes increase in number. Indian Institute of Management, as high quality engineers were graduating from the IITs, the center and the Gujarat government started the Indian Institute of Management to mold skilled managers. Like the managers also are necessary for the any one institute as well as organization for that purpose. And Harvard Business School in America helped to set up IIM Ahmedabad. Other IIMs have been set up at Kolkata, Bengaluru, Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore and Shillong. Yes, IIT with the IIM. Such institutions were set up taking help of the other nations. Not only the students from these institutions help to the country India, other nation services and the needs also fulfilled by their side. Students, one do you know fact has been given here. The systematic training in any aspect of filmmaking is given at the Film and Television Institute of India. Yes, this also means like a very important part, and the facilities were made available for imparting scientific training at this institute in all aspects of filmmaking, such as the direction, editing and acting. And this institute inherited the legacy of the Prabhat Film Company of Pune and became famous all over the world. Should not forget the which movies nowadays you have watching as well as the watch, how that had prepared or made and what technology had used. It was a challenging and the miracle. Yes, we sometimes call the miracle in the human life that became successful because of the science and the technology, even the management and other role played by the skilled people. National Institute of Design. This institute was established in Ahmedabad in 1961 for the purpose of imparting training in the industrial designs or the any type of the design. For that purpose, one institute was set up or established in Ahmedabad in 1961. Courses, which type of the courses? See, basic design, graphic design, product design and the visual communication were started in the year 1963 to 64, and even today it is going on. The work done by this institute includes designing of the transistor, radio and the calculator and the logos of Indian Airlines and the State Bank of India. See, somewhere you have seen the logo of State Bank of India or the Indian Airlines or the calculator and the radio design this had made. Not only this one, students, like the many designs and many logos were made by this institute and helped the central government as well as the specific institute. So students, today we have understood the IIT, IIM setup, objectives, role played by these institutions and all. So hope that you understood the maximum points from this video. If didn't understand, watch this video again, take efforts and read the text what has been given in it. Okay, be studious, be curious, take care of yourself, take care of your family members. We'll meet soon in the last video of this chapter, that it will be the part 4 soon. Today we'll stop here, students. Thank you. Jai Hind.